So this is my Space Invaders Part 2. I bought this cabinet in mid-2012 and bought it off a guy for a really reasonable price on Jammer Plus, but the actual cab was non-working, and luckily when I had a look to see what the fault was, it turned out, if you can see here, that's the power supply, and one of the fuses on there was dead, so I replaced that, and the cabinet worked, which was great. The plan was to take it to Play Expo in 2012. No, I think that was October, November time. But since then it developed a fault where the game was actually working, but the monitor was, well, the picture was basically sliding to the right hand side. So a friend of mine and me spent a few hours recapping the monitor in the hope that we could get this to Play Expo, but unfortunately it made matters worse. So what I was seeing on screen I'll display on the video in a second. So the other issue I had as well is, at the same time, I couldn't get the actual game to play blind. So what I did was took some readings on the G connector there on the main PCB, and found that I wasn't getting really what I was expecting. And also I noticed when I actually had the game working, the game would make a sound on power up, and it wasn't doing that, like initializing the sound, and that wasn't happening. So what I did is I spent some time rebuilding the power PCB here, and got that connected up, tested the output on the connector there, and it's as I was expecting now, but unfortunately the monitor problem existed. Well, I didn't know whether it was the monitor issue or the PCB. So what I've done today is spent a bit of time bypassing the monitor. The normal monitor connection is there, and that's for obviously the power and the RGB, the sync and the sync ground. And instead what I've done is I've got a mate and lock connector plugging into that, and that now routes into a 1084S monitor here, so I can actually see what the output is and whether there's actually an issue with my PCB or whether the issue is actually with the monitor, where I think it is. So if I fire this up, if I put the monitor on first, okay, so the monitor's on with nothing on screen. So if I fire up the cab, this is what we see. So that is working. Okay, so the other reason I've done this as well is because someone on UKVAT wanted to see what the multi-game colours were like. So that's what it looks like, and you get obviously an array of different games and also some configuration options. If I go down to the configuration options, you see there's options to change coinage and what the game does on power up, and whether to keep the high scores and how many bases you want, etc, etc. The next page, again we've got different settings for different games. Let's just save and exit because it's going to be the same. Just confirm that, but it will be the same on the next one. Yeah, different settings. So if we put on one of the games, just flick on to Space Invaders. I don't know if you can see the colours very well on here. Let's start a game. Hold on. I'm gonna die just so I can go into some of the other games. Shoot me. There you go. Oh, I think I'll probably have to power off to see some of the colours, but can you press 2 buttons to go back? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, okay, player 1, player 2 buttons goes back. So if I go on to Space Invaders Part 2, and you can see the colours very well. There you go, it's a bit better. Let's start a game. Again, I'll die pretty much straight away. Game over. Let's go back to the menu. Let's try Lunar Rescue. And that's what Lunar Rescue looks like. It looks pretty good, the colours, I think. Start a game. Can you see that? No idea what I'm doing there, but anyway, it is. Okay, so the problem I have here is definitely a monitor issue, so I think the best thing for me to do, obviously when we recapped it, it was worse after that, so potentially maybe there's a cap that's the wrong way around or something like that, but obviously needs investigating.